Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney,
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in news and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when DCA was just a big parking lot.
This is episode 45, This or That Disney California Adventure.
Or, it's Mater versus Marvel, Guardians versus Goofy, Sully versus Spider-Man, and Rocket versus... Who are we kidding? Nobody beats Rocket.
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And this is episode 45. This is another This or That, and this time, as promised, we're back at Disney California Adventure in California. Hence the name California Adventure.
Weird how that works.
I know, weird, yeah. I would have thought maybe...
It's a little on the nose, don't
putting
you
California
think?
Adventure in Florida might have made more sense, because people in California have been to California, but
yeah.
Oh well.
Thanks,
we
Eisner.
have a great park. Yes, thank you, Michael Eisner. We have a great park at the Disneyland Resort called Disney California Adventure, and yes, there is no apostrophe S. I am
So
pronouncing
weird.
it correct. Disney California Adventure. Why? I have no idea. Again, thank you, Michael Eisner. There we go.
That's the theme of the episode.
So in this episode, I'm going to be pondering Sue with some questions here. Is that the way to say that?
I don't think that is.
Pondering you?
You can't ponder me.
Yeah, I can't ponder you. Okay. Well, I'm going to be asking Sue questions on a this or that format like you've heard us do in the past, and many other people. This is a fun one to play in queues, we've even mentioned.
We have.
But I've written up a whole scenario of things that could or could not happen.
And I have no idea what they are.
Yep, this is going to be fun. I enjoy these. Actually, I think we both enjoy
We
these.
do.
Yeah, these are fun.
And when we finished the Disneyland episode, which was released on Disneyland's birthday, I believe.
That's right, back in July.
July 17th. And that one, we kind of ended hinting that there would be a DCA episode to follow, and now we're finally doing it.
Here it is. Okay, so for this day, we have each a one-day ticket, no park hopping, so
Bummer.
mirroring what we did at Disneyland.
Okay.
And we did purchase Genie Plus.
Okay.
So here is scenario number one.
I'm ready.
We have rented DVC points.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, we're going all in this time back to California. Are we
Why not?
staying at Disney's Grand California Villas or the new Villas at Disneyland Hotel?
Oh, dear. Dear. Okay, well, I do love Disney's Grand California Hotel. I don't know much about the villas side of it, but I love the whole atmosphere. I like the whole vibe of the California national parks and that whole woodsy without actually being in the woods. Love that. But Disneyland Hotel, those are brand new. I don't even know what they are yet.
That's the OG.
I know.
That's been there.
But to have a new section?
Yeah, the new villas there are in a brand new fourth tower that were built above the convention center and Goofy's kitchen area.
The unknown factor intrigues me. So I am going to go with, we are staying at Disneyland Hotel, the new DVC villas.
Great. They're going to be newer than the Grand Californian. Now, the Grand Californian villas are also DVC, so they're a home away from home style with a kitchen and beds and great views of the park. Grand Californian has its own entrance directly into Disney California
I do love
Adventure.
that.
And the Disneyland Hotel does have the monorail station that will take you into Disneyland.
Also love that. However, we're not going to Disneyland.
That's true. So this will be the Disneyland Hotel.
Yes,
All
let's
right.
do it.
So we are staying at the Disneyland Hotel Villas. We are going to rope drop,
Okay.
or are we going to stay late and sleep in?
Yeah, because typically we don't do both. We're not great at rope dropping and closing the park. We've done it a couple times. Usually when we have first-timers with us, we did it with Andy at Disney World, but that's not our typical MO. So I'm going to say we're going to sleep in a little bit, and we are going to stay late.
Which is great since we have Genie Plus. We can sleep in a bit. We're still going to want to get up a little early to make our first Genie Plus selection, of course.
But it does work a little bit different in California than it does in Florida in that it's not in very high demand, oddly enough. So getting them on the fly is not as difficult. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for us, and I think Genie Plus is still going to save us some time throughout the day without having to do that really, really early morning.
Well, that's a good point, too, is there are more Genie Plus attractions at Disneyland and California Adventure than there are typically at places like Disney's Animal Kingdom or even Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Right. And I'm also going to jump in here and say rope dropping isn't as big of a deal here. When you're staying on property, you're staying literally across the street from the park. So it's not like at Florida where you have to plan in bus time or you have to plan in monorail time or both.
Okay, so on we go. We are going to go ahead and pick our first Genie Plus choice of the day, however, before we leave the hotel. So, is it going to be Radiator Springs Racers or Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout?
Oh, that's mean. Okay, those are both fantastic rides. They have counterparts in Florida that we can do frequently, being Test Track and Tower of Terror. But both of these are so much better than either of the Florida attractions. Oh my gosh, okay. We're going to have to do both eventually.
Right, this is just the first choice for the morning.
And I would rather wait in line at Guardians because I think the queue is super interesting. So I'm going to say we're going to do Genie Plus first for Radiator Springs.
Great. So Radiator Springs Racers, if you're not familiar, is a test track type attraction if you're familiar with Epcot. It is a race through the world of Cars from the movie Cars and Cars 2 and Cars 3. And it's part dark ride, part fun, fast ride. It's a hard one to explain.
It's not a coaster, but it kind of acts like a coaster for part of it. And it's not a dark ride, but it kind of acts like a dark ride. So
very popular attraction at California Adventure. So it's a really good first one to pick. Guardians of the Galaxy, I agree, has a fun queue once you're inside the building.
Yes.
And you miss a little bit of that with your Lightning Lane, whereas Radiator Springs, you just walk right up to the attraction. There's not a lot to look at.
Right.
Good idea. Okay. So we're not at the park yet. We're headed into downtown Disney. So are we going to do a quick breakfast at Jamba, what used to be called Jamba Juice at downtown Disney?
And used to be called Juice Club in San Luis Obispo, where we grew up.
That's right. Who offers smoothies, fruit and protein bowls, breakfast sandwiches, flatbreads, and wraps. Or do we do a sit-down breakfast at Goofy's Kitchen at Disneyland Hotel, which is a all-you-care-to-eat buffet-style restaurant. It runs about $52 for adults and $31 for kids. So it's a little higher priced, but it's a little more relaxed in that it's a sit-down restaurant. So which one would you choose?
And I believe it's a character.
It is. It's Goofy's Kitchen.
As well,
yes,
yeah.
The Fab Five's there. I know Goofy's there, but I believe the Fab Five shows up there as well.
I am not much into buffets, and really any chance I get to have Jamba anymore, since we don't have it out here in the Ozarks, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, I want to do Jamba.
Okay, so a quicker restaurant meal.
And I would like to get a large mango a-go-go and add some protein powder. So
yeah, protein in the morning is good, so you're not hangry. That's yeah.
What does that mean?
Exactly. All right, so we're in the park. Are we going to choose coffee at Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, which is Starbucks, named after the Three Little Pigs, and again, Imagineering going overboard, a vaudeville trio of the same name? Or are we going to head around to the entrance to Pixar Pier and go to Joffrey's?
Oh.
This is company versus company, coffee versus coffee. Which will it be?
You know, at Disney World, I will almost always opt for Joffrey's because it's part of the atmosphere. It's
part of our tradition, there. Really. Yeah.
But I do love a good Starbucks in the morning, and it is a little closer to the entrance.
But also has a longer queue first thing in the morning. That is
true. Oh, that is very true. You know what? First thing in the morning, it's kind of a bear. Or a wolf, as the case may be. So I'm going to go ahead and say I would like to go to Joffrey's. Continue our Joffrey's tradition, see if they have anything seasonal, which I always love. But starting the day off with a good shaky Jamaica, there's nothing better. So, yep, Joffrey's wins.
All right, well, now we're at the entrance for Pixar Pier. So it's coaster time. Yay! Are we going to head to the Incredicoaster, which used to be called California Screamin'? It's a launch coaster that has a vertical loop. Or are we going to head over and do Goofy's Flight School, which is a wild mouse type attraction, both of which are going to have long lines in the morning, usually around 30 to 45 minutes after park opening, and park's been open for a little while. So there's, line-wise, they're both about the same at this point, but which one would be the best coaster for first thing in the morning?
I love doing a morning coaster, first of all.
I love the smell of chain grease in the morning.
I love Incredicoaster so much. I actually prefer it at night, but given that or Goofy's Flight School, I will take Incredicoaster all day long. My knees hurt just hearing you say Goofy's Flight School.
Well, we had to pick roller coaster versus roller coaster,
right.
So we picked that. Yeah, that was kind of an easy one. I think for both of us, it's going to be Incredicoaster. Goofy's Flight School, Mulholland Madness, as it used to be called. Matter of fact, if you go to yesterland.com, you can see a picture of me standing at Mulholland Madness at the console.
He's got hair.
I have hair and a smile. Weird. However, Incredicoaster is smoother. It's, in my opinion, the better of the two.
In anyone's opinion, unless you happen to be like 12. So, yeah, Goofy's Flight School is a little painful and kind of terrifying.
It is, yeah. The Wild Mouse type coasters are a little disorienting, but they're also just a little nerve-wracking.
They really are.
Whereas
it's like being in a roller skate.
Yeah, exactly. Incredicoaster is incredibly smooth. It has a launch with Dash running across the water next to
brilliant.
you, at least in sound, and you can hear the water going.
Well, he's going too fast for you to see him.
Well, that's true, yes. And a giant Jack at the end with Edna, which
spoilers.
I just love. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
But you're chasing Jack the whole time, so it's just really super cute.
And as soon as you get off, there's a little kiosk there with Jack Cookie Num Nums.
Which you have to do. It's law. It's the law.
All right, so now let's go for a spin. Are we going to spin around on Golden Zephyr, which is what I refer to as the baked potato ride? It's a giant rocket swing, similar to what
you
would
see.
Are they
rockets?
They are rockets, yes.
I thought they were zeppelins.
I believe they're, well... See, I worked that ride, and I don't know. They're giant baked potatoes is what they are.
They are, yes. Jacket potatoes.
Right. Or are we going to go around the corner and go to Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind?
Those both sound terrible.
Well, Emotional Whirlwind is more of a children's ride. It is the old Flix Flyers from A Bug's Land. It is lower capacity than Golden Zephyr, so the lines tend to get longer for it.
But it is a cute ride. I shouldn't say it's terrible. It is actually a very cute ride. We rode it
back when it was Flix Flyers.
Back when it was Flix Flyers, and we went on it with, I think, Anna when she was tiny.
Yeah, one of our nieces.
Yeah. So, yes, I would say we will take whatever that one's called now.
Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. It's at the back of the park, adjacent to Pixar Pier.
I wonder if they're going to add anxiety in there somewhere.
Good question. Yeah, with the new film that's coming out. That would actually be really cool.
He looks like a super fun character. So,
all right, it's classic time.
Okay.
We're going to do a dark ride. Are we going to do The Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure?
Which Andy helped to paint.
Which he did. Thank you, Andy. That's Imagineer Andy Hammer from an early episode. Go take a look. Or a listen. Or a hear. Or are we going to do Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sully to the Rescue over in Hollywoodland?
Oh, I love that one. Okay, I love both of these so much. Eventually, we're going to do both. I'm just going to tell you that. So
that would be true.
Whether or not it's part of this or that, we will do both. I love Mermaids so much. It's so cute. It actually tells the story of the film, includes all that great classic music, really fun animatronics.
An amazing Ursula.
Giant Ursula. It's really, really, really fun and beautiful. And some of those fish are painted so well. So
by Andy.
But we do have one in Florida, and we don't have Mike and Sully's.
That's true.
And the amount that I enjoy Mike and Sully's over what used to be Superstar Limo, I have to go with Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, Monsters, Inc. is such a classic dark ride. Both are slow-moving dark rides, so they are both family-friendly. Neither one has a height requirement, and are both just classic Disney dark rides in the tradition of the old ones from Disneyland. So either one would have been a perfect answer.
Yeah, it just tells the story of the film that you're familiar with, and yeah, there's just something special about going on a ride that you don't have access to at the other park. So, gonna pick that one.
All right, time for a quick lunch. Are we going to get shawarma at Shawarma Palace, or are we going to get a corn dog of some sort over at Corn Dog Castle?
That was mean. Okay, Corn Dog Castle. If you don't know, Disney makes the best corn dogs on the planet.
On the planet. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what they do different other than that they're like made and battered and dipped right in front of you. Maybe that's the magic. I don't know what the magic
itself.
is.
It's got a sweet flavor to it that's unlike any corn dog I've had.
And the texture. I can't even explain why they're better, but they are just better. Just trust us.
And they're available at California Adventure or the Little Red Wagon on Main Street.
Yes.
At Disneyland.
But the shawarma, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Shawarma Palace and Shawarma Palace 2 are both available as kiosks in Avengers Campus.
This is tough. I'm pretty sure on our Disneyland day, we got Little Red Wagon corn dogs, which would have, in our storyline, been the day before this, or 2 days before this. So I am actually going to say shawarma.
Good choice, good choice. Again, this is one of those ones that I think for both of us, at least, there's no wrong answer.
No,
Shawarma Palace, the shawarma is fantastic. Oh my heavens. It's a New York street food staple, and it's
nail
a perfect walk around at the park. And the corn dogs, though, if you have the chance to do both, you're going to do both anyway.
Do both.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to go and do an opening day attraction.
Okay.
So, believe it or not, there's not many left.
No, I believe it.
So we're going to
opening day was pretty bad.
No, that's true. I was there. Yeah, I was there. All right, so are we going to do Soarin' or Grizzly River Run? I know the answer to this one already, I think.
And you hate it.
Because this is for you, not for me. I'm not riding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Soarin'. However, we just rode it at Epcot. We talked about it in our last episode, actually. And I love Grizzly River Rapids.
It's fun. I've been on it many times over the years.
Did I say the name right? Grizzly River Run, not Rapids.
GRR.
I had the GR part right. Just I don't enjoy walking around in wet clothes. I wear sandals so my shoes won't squish, so I have that going for me.
And you can get a rain parka.
A poncho. I could do that. That's true. You know, Grizzly River Run is not a very long ride. It does knock Cali River Rapids out of the water, so to speak.
Oh, heavens, yes.
So
much better than Cali.
So much better. I'm actually going to go Grizzly River Run.
I am very shocked.
Are you?
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, because I don't generally get wet at parks. I don't enjoy it.
However, can stand on the little bridge and take pictures.
That's true. I do enjoy Grizzly River Run. It is actually my favorite of the rafting attractions I've ever been on.
And if you've ever seen like the logo of DCA where it has the bear in it, or it used to, I don't know if it still does now that I say that.
The rock bear head is
the
logo, yeah.
That's where you find Grizzly River Run, is with that rock bear. So it's pretty cool.
All right, well, it's showtime. Are we going to go over to Marvel Campus and see Doctor Strange, Mysteries of the Mystic Arts? Or are we going to catch Five and Dime on Buena Vista Street?
I do love Doctor Strange. His show is not great, but the area where it is fantastic.
I love the effect that they have behind him of
him
doing the portal and walking in. It's really cool.
It's very cool. However, Five and Dime, I will go to my grave saying they are the best Disney California entertainment. I
would agree. They're the Dapper Dans of DCA.
I absolutely adore them.
Yeah, a jazz quintet or
I don't know.
There's several instruments and a singer, so
yes,
it's not the same as the
But they
dance,
do jazzy standards and jazz versions of Disney songs.
And Christmas songs this time of year.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they are so good. At Disneyland, I will stop every time and watch the Dapper Dans. At DCA, I will stop every time and watch Five and Dime. They are so fantastic. If you find yourself at DCA, look them up. See what times they play. Go see Five and Dime.
Yeah, you can check on the Disneyland app, and you'll be able to find what times they do play. All right. I don't know about you, but I miss my day drinking, so it's lounge time.
All right.
Are we going to go and get a snack and a nice adult beverage at Carthay Circle Lounge?
Ooh.
They have a lunch and dinner menu, and they're well known for their Vietnamese twice-cooked beef lettuce wraps.
Ooh.
Their bao buns, soy ginger pork belly, and filet mignon beef skewers.
Oh, my.
Or are we going to the Lamplight Lounge, which has a brunch menu, of course, but it's a little late for brunch now, but they do have brunch,
No, keep
lunch,
going.
and
I want to
dinner.
hear this.
They have their lobster nachos,
Uh-huh.
the warm and cheesy dip,
Oh, my gosh.
and the chili ginger pork belly sliders. And both of them have a full menu of great adult beverages all day long. Which one are we going to do?
I actually have not been to Carthay Circle, so I can't speak from experience. Our brother and sister-in-law really enjoy it. Hopefully we'll get to join them there soon and experience it as well. But today is not the day. Today we're going to Lamplight.
Yeah, I got to do the Lamplight. And they have a secret room that you might get asked or allowed to go to. You're
It
not
only
allowed to
seats
ask
one
for
party.
it. Yeah, you're not allowed to ask for it.
But they only seat one party down there. You have access to a deck that watches the launch on a credit coaster, and you're looking out over the water. It's pretty special. But even if you don't get that room, Lamplight Lounge is incredible. It's worth taking a little time out of your day and experiencing.
Yeah, and it's at the entrance of Pixar Pier, right on the bridge, actually, by Incredicoaster.
Last time I was there was actually before it was called Lamplight Lounge. So from what I've heard, it's had a major glow up. The drink menu looks absolutely phenomenal. The food menu looks incredible. I want to go experience the lobster nachos.
Yeah, yes, please.
And one of the specialty cocktails. So that is my choice all day long.
All right, time for a shoot 'em up. Are we going to go over to Avengers Campus and do Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, or Toy Story Mania over on Pixar Pier?
Now here we're in a similar situation because we do have Toy Story Mania in Florida. So we do get to experience that once in a while. We do not have anything similar to Web Slingers in Florida. But as far as game versus game goes, I prefer Toy Story.
It's easier to see what you're shooting at because you have an actual physical cannon that you're pulling a string on to shoot pies and rings and other things for Toy Story.
And there's no way to cheat. I feel like the little things that you can buy in the store, I know it's not cheating, but the fact that you have to pay to upgrade your experience feels weird to me.
Yeah, inside the store in the exit area of Spider-Man, you can purchase things that go on your wrist, and they enhance your scoring or your abilities within the attraction. So it is kind of cheating, but it's also a great marketing tool for the
really
company.
Is.
So.
And, all of that being said, I'm still going to go Web Slingers only because we don't have it in Florida, and we go to Florida so much more often than we go to California.
That's true. The other location for Web Slingers is at Walt Disney Studios Paris in their new Avengers Campus. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a rest, so we're going to go sit down inside and just kind of get out of the heat because it's Southern California, and even in November it's warm. So are we going to go into the animation building and do Turtle Talk with Crush? Or are we going to go across the way and see Mickey's PhilharMagic?
Oh my gosh. Okay, those are both so much fun. I love Turtle Talk with Crush because you get to actually talk to Crush, or at least watch the kids do it. The kids usually sit closer and are the ones who get called on to ask the questions, as it should be. But seeing him actually respond to the kids' questions in real time, it's a really, really fun, cute show. If you have littles, it's a must-do. If you don't have littles, it's still super fun to watch. That said, we do have Mickey's PhilharMagic and Crush in Florida, but I love Mickey's PhilharMagic, so I am going to go with that. And that is a 3D film that you are watching as Donald Duck kind of messes things up, as he tends to do.
Steals Mickey's sorcerer's hat.
He does. Yeah. Hasn't he learned his lesson?
You would have thought by now.
But it's a really cute film. Donald goes through a whole bunch of famous scenes from other Disney films, chasing the sorcerer hat the whole way, and gets himself in some trouble. But it's a really fun film and a great way to get off your feet for a few minutes.
Yeah, Mickey's PhilharMagic and Turtle Talk with Crush are both in the Hollywoodland area at California Adventure. Turtle Talk with Crush is actually inside the animation building. So look for the animation sign, and then you'll find Turtle Talk with Crush. And also a couple other areas. One of those areas is the Beast Library, which we mentioned in the Halloween episode. And that
Episode 40.
Episode 40, yes. And that will be closing very shortly to make way for a new Walt Disney Imagineering area.
And if you have the chance, even if you're not going to the Beast Library, if you're not going to go talk with Crush, go in and just sit down for a few minutes and watch the screens in that lobby of the animation building. I used to live in Southern California back when I worked at the parks, and my friend Andy and I would go to the park on the regular basis, and I swear we spent half our time in that room just watching the different scenes from the movies. It is absolutely gorgeous the way that they put it all together.
Yeah, and if you're at Walt Disney World, Turtle Talk with Crush is at Epcot in the Seas with Nemo and Friends Pavilion, and PhilharMagic is at the Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland. All right, well, since it is December-ish, actually it is December, we need to do a Christmas attraction.
Aww.
So we are going to do either Luigi's Joy to the Whirl or Mater's Jingle Jamboree. Both of these are in the Cars Land area and are overlays to existing attractions.
I love Cars Land. I love Cars Land on its own during the day. I love it every single night when they turn the lights on. I love it at Halloween when everything gets spooky but super fun. And at Christmas time, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm not even a huge fan of the movie Cars. As far as Pixar goes, it's probably toward the bottom of my list. But I have to go with Luigi's. That ride makes me giggle from beginning to end. And with the Christmas tunes, I mean, come on. I'm definitely going Luigi's.
Luigi's is a trackless outside ride using the same technology that you find in attractions such as the Aquatopia at Disney Seas in Tokyo, and even Mickey's Runaway Railway. It has
same
cars, technology,
very different ride.
Very different ride, yes. It has cars that dance while you're in them, basically, in synchronized dancing.
Sort of like Daisy's Dancing School.
Yes, exactly. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's just like the dancing school in Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Mickey and Minnie's. Yeah.
But on a larger scale. And
yes.
It's super fun.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Mater's is a ride clone of Alien Swirling Saucers at the studios in Toy Story Land, or the Baymax Happy Ride at Disneyland Tokyo.
Which looks so cute.
Both of the versions of the attractions that we're talking about are running through Christmas, and during the rest of the year, it's Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters and Mater's Junkyard Jamboree.
Still cute. Same ride function, just the music changes. But definitely worth a little wait in line.
All right, we're going to grab a quick dinner now in San Francisco Square, which is the new area that took over Pacific Wharf and is themed to Baymax and
who we adore,
and the Big Hero 6 movie. There's actually a Baymax meet and greet there too now, which I love.
Baymax is one of the best meet and greets ever. He's my second favorite character to hug, and definitely worth a wait in line.
Oh yeah, well yeah, second favorite. Chewie's number one.
Chewie is number one,
of course. All right, so are we going to get clam chowder in a bread bowl at Aunt Cass Cafe, or are we going to get Karage-inspired crispy chicken sandwiches at Lucky Fortune Cookery?
Oh my. Okay, I've heard that the Karage is actually super amazing. And I do like trying new things, especially Asian-inspired things.
Mm-hmm. And everything we've ever had at that location has been fantastic.
Yes. However, the second you said clam chowder in a bread bowl, here's the thing. That's been there for a long time. Long before it was San Francisco. They kept that.
They had to.
Because it is iconic. It's so good. I used to go over on lunch breaks and get it. You add 1 or 2 of the Tabasco packets to the top of it, stir that in for a little spice. It is absolutely heavenly. And it comes in a real, honest-to-God sourdough bread bowl.
Yeah, made by Boudin right there on site.
Yes.
Actually, the restaurant backs up to Boudin Bakery's bakery tour.
Which you can take and get free bites of sourdough.
And you can buy a Boudin sourdough Baymax.
Yes. And Mickey.
Oh,
They
and
always
Mickey,
have the
that's
Mickey,
true.
but they have Baymax now, and he's adorable and probably delicious.
However, those crispy chicken sandwiches are legendary.
They
since
are.
They started serving them.
So I'm going to get the bread bowl, you get the chicken sandwich, and we'll
split.
swap.
Hey, I like that idea. Now, I'm afraid I would have to go with the bread bowl as well.
Right?
Because after you eat the clam chowder, just eating the bread bowl.
Oh my gosh. We can't get real sourdough here. It's not a thing, and people think that the sourdough they serve in Missouri is sourdough. It's not.
Barely Italian bread, actually. Yeah.
There's still good versions of it, but it's not sourdough.
No, it's not real sourdough that's been around with a starter dough since the 1800s like Boudin has.
Exactly. If someone out there wants to ship us a sourdough Baymax, we will not say no.
Yeah, hey, there you go. All right, so the next thing is we're going to go see World of Color 1. There's no other thing to this. We're going to go see World of Color 1.
Yeah, we are.
You have to see World of Color 1. That's not even negotiable at this point. So
can we do the dessert party?
Oh, we could, except on the way back to the hotel, we're going to get dessert.
Okay.
And this mirrors what we did in our Disneyland episode for This or That. Are we going to get beignets at Beignet Express at the Jazz Kitchen, or ice cream at Salt and Straw?
Oh my god, that's right, there's a Salt and Straw there now.
There is now, yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, we're still doing the dessert party. This is not an either-or situation.
Well, and it's different types of desserts, so I guess we could do that.
And it's good seating and a good view. We're doing it. But on the way back, the beignets are legendary at Brennan's.
Yeah, the Brennan's restaurant that started this restaurant is from New Orleans, and they are actual beignets just like you get in New Orleans. And
light and fluffy and perfectly fried, and they're pretty much pieces of heaven rolled in powdered sugar.
I will give you that. And the ones, in my opinion, the ones at Downtown Disney at Beignets Express are better than the Disneyland ones that are shaped like Mickey.
Really?
They're different.
That's a bold statement.
They're made by two different groups. Beignets Express is not a Disney-owned restaurant.
Right.
So they are different recipes. And the one at the location at Downtown Disney, in my opinion, is better. Not by much.
I'm going to believe you.
I'm still going to get both. If I walk past them, I'm not walking past them.
And technically, both do exist in Florida. You can get beignets at Port Orleans, the hotel.
At Scat Cats, yeah.
And you can get Salt and Straw at Disney Springs. But that said, I'm still going to go with Salt and Straw.
Oh, really? Okay.
I am. Just because their flavors change every season, and they're so interesting. I love what they come up with. And the fact that they can make some of those flavors actually work is a puzzle to me.
Yeah, balsamic vinegar in an ice cream flavor?
It's so good.
How? And it works.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's one of their standard flavors. So I'm going to choose Salt and Straw again, just because of the unknown factor. I don't know what the seasonal offerings are right now. I want to find out.
All right. Well, that's our This or That episode for Disney California Adventure. Let us know down in the comments what you think of our choices.
What choices you would have made.
Yeah, exactly. Were they right? Were they wrong? What did we miss? Let
they
us
were
know.
right.
Oh, they were definitely right.
Did any of my answers surprise you?
A couple of them did, yes, actually. The Salt and Straw over the beignets, for one.
And you didn't think I'd choose a water ride.
Grizzly River, yeah, that one really threw me. I thought that one immediately was going to be Soarin', but oh well. Before we go, we'd like to give a big thank you to our social media coordinator, Riley Piper, audio engineers Joey Humphrey and Paul Trett, logo designer Evan Piper, and our theme music composer Jason Patrick Rowan, whose music is licensed through Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenician.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23. Thanks for joining us today for episode 45 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
Shawarma Palace and Shawarma Palace 2 serve them at the entrance for the
Avengers Palace.
Avengers
Avengers
Campus.
Campus. Oh my gosh. They could have a palace. You don't know.
They could, yeah.